Namaste and welcome to our stress relief yoga practice for today. I'd like you to begin at the base of your mat in a kneeling position. We're going to alter this slightly so our knees come mat width apart, big toes are together. Take your hands on top of your knees. We're going to exhale and curl in, drawing the chin towards the chest, rounding the spine back. Inhale, push forward, open the neck. Exhale, round back, chin to chest. Inhale, open up, open through the chest. Exhale, round back. Inhale, open. Exhale, round back again. Inhale, open up. Now let's use the hands. So as we round back, we're going to draw the hands forward. As we draw forward, we're going to draw the arms back, open through the chest, even more stretch out the shoulders. Round forward, arms forward. Exhale, push the chest, push the arms back. Really feeling this in the upper body, in the chest, in the stomach as well. Just a few more like this, and then we're just going to hold with our arms open. Inhale, arms to the sky. And then we're going to slowly slide our hands along the mat, drawing our chest towards the mat and the forehead comes down. We're just going to hold like this in our wide-legged child's pose, taking a few deep breaths in through the nose and nice long exhales through the mouth. Let all that tension in the upper body and the spine, let all that go. Any tension in the hips and the legs, let it go. With each exhale, allow all that negativity, all that stress to leave you. It no longer serves you in this practice. So just take a few moments here with the eyes closed to center yourself and set an intention. Set an intention to relax, to give your body what it needs, to have a nice big stretch and relieve all that tension in the muscles, in the joints, in the bones. Hold for a few more moments here. Really allow that heart center to connect with the earth, grounding yourself, becoming one with your mat, one with the space around you. Slowly begin to open up your eyes. Maybe move your fingers around a little bit just to bring some movement back into your body for a moment. And then slowly walk the hands back in towards the body. Join the knees together now. And when you're ready, we're going to place our hands on our heels and then draw the crown of the head this time down to the mat, lifting the hips up and rounding through the spine, keeping hold of your heels if you can. If that's not within your practice, then maybe grab hold of your calves or even your thighs. And just hold here in this rabbit pose, allowing the shoulder blades to draw apart, getting that nice deep stretch in the upper back. Make sure to keep your spine nice and tall, your neck nice and long, not collapsing through the neck. We don't want any injuries. Just hold here, taking a few breaths. Maybe close your eyes and really immerse yourself in this stretch. This is really deep, getting into that upper back. Hold for one more moment and then relax back down in a child's pose. Hold for a breath and take your arms forward, and we're going to round forward into tabletop pose when you're ready. When you meet me here, we're going to lift the left arm up to the sky. Take your gaze up towards the sky, following that left hand. Then as we exhale, thread that left hand underneath the right. Then we're going to join the right hand on top of the left, taking a prayer position. So our gaze is over to the right side. We're twisting from the belly button here. Keep the tailbone pointing towards the sky, hips directly over top of the knees. And pressing with that left arm so that we're lifting through the chest, pressing off the mat, getting that deep spinal twist. Hold here for a few moments on this side. Close your eyes again. Take those deep breaths, this time into the belly, really feeling that stretch in the belly as we breathe into it. With each exhale, let all that tension run out of your body. With each inhale, get a little bit deeper. twist a little bit further and relieve all that tension in the digestive system. Hold for a few more moments just like this. Really feel that tension in the spine melt away, lengthening through the spine. And then we're going to release the hands and push up with that right hand coming back into our tabletop. Let's repeat that on the other side. Right arm comes to the sky. Then exhale, thread it underneath the left. And then come up into that prayer position. Pushing onto that right shoulder, twisting even further with the spine. Take your gaze up to the sky if you can. Also unlocking the chest and the shoulders here. And also giving that lower back just a little bit of love. This is really great if you've been sitting all day or if you have quite bad posture. So just hold and breathe here. Again, close your eyes. Find that center. And then just breathe into the stretch. Breathe into any areas of tension. And with each exhale, let that tension go. Use your mind to control your body. Have control over every emotion, every feeling you have. And then once you have that control, you'll be able to push yourself even further in this yoga practice and relieve all that tension that's clogging up your mind. Release the hands and push up with the left hand back into our tabletop position. Walk the hands forward and allow the hips to come down to the mat. And then we're going to drop down onto our forearms, wrists in line with the elbows, elbows directly underneath the shoulders. Round the shoulders back, dropping them away from the ears. Stretch out the chest. If you like, you can take the legs mat width apart. Take your gaze slightly down. If you'd like to engage the back of the legs, you can tuck the toes under. Just find whatever feels good for you in this Sphinx pose. Close the eyes and breathe this time into the chest. Big inhales filling up the lungs. And big exhales letting all that tension go. This is a really great stretch for the lower back and the chest. Make sure that throughout the holding of this pose, you're not dropping your shoulders, dropping the chest down. You want to keep nice and upright. Again, like the previous pose, this is really great for posture, for digestion. So just hold here and take those breaths, really allowing all that tension to run out of the lower back. Hold for another deep inhale, and then on your exhale, take your hands beside your chest and we're going to push up into seal pose. So seal pose is a variation on cobra, and what we want you to do here is keep your arms nice and straight. I want you to take your hands so that they're slightly pointing out to the side. This will really open up the inner bit of the arm as well as the chest as well. Take your gaze upwards this time and really elongate through the neck, opening that throat chakra. Again, like with Sphinx pose, we want to make sure we're rounding our shoulders back, opening through the chest, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Shoulder blades come towards each other to really activate that chest cavity, that opening there. Again, this is good for opening up the belly as well, good for digestion. Take those breaths this time into the belly if you'd like, just to warm up that digestion even further and feel that stretch deeper in the lower back. Now coming up onto your fingertips, I'd like you to wave down on your exhale. On your inhale, push back up into seal pose. Exhale, lower the chest down, the head comes down last. Then inhale, push up. Wave down, chest comes down, forehead comes down. And then inhale, push up. Use that strength in the shoulders, in the triceps to push up. Just take a few more of these, taking these at your own pace. Really warming up the arms, warming up the chest, warming up the lower back as well. This is a really great strengthening exercise, not only just stretching, but also giving you that little bit of power in the arms. Try and push up as high as you can when you do push up. and this time remain in that seal pose for a moment. Walk your hands back to center, pointing forward this time. Hold for a deep breath here, gaze is down. Then we're going to push up into our tabletop pose. Walk the knees slightly inwards, then slowly we're going to sink the chest down to the mat. Hips stay looking up to the sky, drawing the heart center down to the mat. Take your hands nice and far along the mat, stretch out the chest. Or if you'd like to take a variation on this puppy pose, you can reach the hand for the opposite elbow and just rest here, forehead down on the mat. Or if you'd like to go even deeper into the chest, take your chin down to the mat, taking your gaze ahead. So really get into the shoulders, into the chest. Just hold here, relaxing. Again, we're breathing into the chest this time. Deep inhales through the nose and nice long exhales through the mouth. Take a nice long inhale here, and then a goodbye exhale through the mouth in this pose, walking back up into tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, and then on your exhale, lift your hips up to the sky, knees come off the mat, straighten out the legs, heels come down to the mat. Stay for just a moment in this downward facing dog, stretching out the back of the legs. Allow the shoulders to fall away from the ears, elongate through the neck and the spine. Then round forward nice and slowly into plank position. Lower the knees down, walk the knees in slightly towards the hands, and allow your hips to come down so that they're coming onto the floor instead of onto your heels. So your heels are either side of your hips. Make sure you've got lots of space behind you, and slowly we're going to come down onto our forearms. Now if this is too much for you, you can stay upright in hero pose on your hands, or if this is too easy for you, you can even come down onto your back. Take your arms above your head, reaching for the opposite elbow. Now just close your eyes here, stretching out the quads and the hips and the psoas. Really breathe deeply into this stretch with your eyes closed, breathing into the belly this time. Deep inhales through the nose and exhale, let all that tension in the lower body go. Go a little bit deeper. If at any time you need to come out of the pose or you'd like to go deeper, then please do. Just hold here, focusing on that breath. Now bring your arms down beside your body, tuck the chin into the chest and make your way back onto your forearms if you're all the way down. And then tuck the chin into the chest again, push up onto your hands. Slowly make your way onto your sit bones, still facing the top of your mat. Join the soles of the feet together, knees are apart, hands come down onto the feet, cradling the toes. Now here in this butterfly, I'd like you to take some upper body circles. So you're going to inhale, circle forward, take this nice and slow. Exhale, circle back, tuck the chin into the chest, curve through the spine, draw the navel into the spine. Take these nice and slow, going round in one direction to begin with. Warming up the hips and the inner thighs, feeling that nice release in the lower body. And then take the opposite direction, 5 in this direction again. Maybe even incorporate some movement into the neck just to relieve any tension in the upper body. This is a really great stretch for getting into the inner thighs, getting rid of any emotional tension we hold in the lower body, especially in the hips. Now this time stay with your head bowed down, coming into a fold. If you'd like to go deeper, take your hands onto your knees and slightly press them down in towards the mat to get deeper into the inner thighs. If you'd like to fold all the way and come down onto your forearms, then please do. Or if you prefer to stay upright, then do that. Just find whatever feels best. Breathe into the chest and allow that tension in the hips and in the inner thighs to just melt away. Come back to neutral with the spine. Take your hands off your knees, draw the knees together, and then we're going to extend those legs out, flex the foot. Inhale, draw the arms up towards the sky, elongate through the spine. Exhale, fold and reach for those feet. If you can't reach the feet, you can place your hands underneath the knees or even cradle the ankles. If you'd like to go deeper like I am, you can place your hands over top of your feet, pulling the toes in towards you so that you're getting a deeper stretch in the calves. And just hold here, focusing on your breath again, like we've done with the rest of the practice. With each exhale, try and go a little bit deeper. Bring your nose even closer towards the knees, bending from the hips, not the lower back. We want to make sure we're not rounding through the lower back, otherwise we'll cause ourselves a little bit of back pain. Try and keep your shoulders together, spine nice and long, crown of the head is pointing forward if you're folding. Now just hold here. Again, feel that stretch in the back of the legs. Make sure that with each breath you're greeting that tension in the legs, but you're letting that tension go at the same time. So you acknowledge it's there, but you still push on and go a little bit deeper, taking control of your body, taking control of your flexibility. And just melt away into the stretch, holding for a few more breaths. Slowly rise up to neutral. Inhale, arms come to the sky. Elongate through the spine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come into fire log pose. So what this means is that we're going to start with the right leg on top. So the right heel comes on top of the left knee. The right knee comes on top of the left foot. Now we're not going to fold here because we don't want to go too deep into the hips because that might cause a little bit of stress on the body. Instead, we're going to take our arms behind us and we're going to open through the chest. Point the fingers away from the body, sit forward into your hips, maybe rounding through the spine and pushing the chest forward. Take your gaze in front of you or even up to the sky to get a little stretch in the chest. If you'd like to go deeper into this hip opening, you can sit back onto your forearms, but this is quite intense. So just know what your body needs here. On your next inhale, lift that right leg up off the left leg and swing it back round, extend the leg and come into pigeon pose. Want to make sure that the right ankle is in line with the right hip. Want to keep our left leg parallel to our hips so that it's nice and long, keeping the ankle in line with the knee if you can. To make this extra relaxing, I'd like you to fold down if that's within your practice, drawing the forehead on top of the hands, on top of a pillow, or even down to the mat. Keep that spine nice and long, crown of the head pointing forward. Close the eyes and breathe into that deep stretch in the hips. Allow the hips to open further and feel that stretch in the left glute as well. We hold a lot of tension and emotion in our glutes, so it's really nice to just focus on that area and release all the tension. Slowly begin to rise up onto your hands, come up to a tall pigeon pose. And then we're going to sweep that right leg back out in front of us, and let's repeat on the other side. So this time left leg on top, left heel meets the right knee, left knee meets the right heel. Place your hands behind you, chest is out forward, really feeling a deep stretch in the hips and in the inner thighs. If you'd like, you can come down onto the forearms and get that deeper stretch in the hips. This is a really great stretch, great for relieving tension, great for relieving emotional tension as well. So just hold it for a moment, close the eyes, bow the head down slightly. And then we're going to come forward, sweep that left leg back behind us, straighten it out. Make sure the ankle's in line with the hip, untuck the toes. Keep that front leg, that right leg parallel to the hips. Flex the foot here. Make sure the knee is in line with the ankle if that's within your practice. And once you've found a comfortable position, fold down so that you're resting the forehead. This is a really great deep opening for that right glute this time. Also the right outer thigh as well. Just getting into the hips, relieving that tension with the breath. Allow the breath to wash over you in this pose. Begin to make your way up onto your hands. Then when you're ready, sweep that left leg forward, and I'd like you to join me in the center of your mat in seated easy pose, just a nice cross-legged position or whatever feels good for you. Take your hands onto your knees, and we're just going to take a few calming breaths to cool our body down and let our body know that this is the end of our practice. Make these breaths nice and long, filling up the lungs and then emptying our body of all the carbon dioxide. Take your hands together in a cup-like position at the base of your belly. As you inhale, draw your hands in that cup position up to your heart. Then on your next inhale, draw your arms up to the sky, big stretch. And then exhale, hands come down beside you. I'd like you to join me in saying Namaste to end the practice. Namaste, thank you for joining me. Have a lovely rest of your day.